Hello everyone and welcome back to Sketching with Shaw. Today we're drawing random prompts using WannaDraw. Let's get into it. Well, last week's video I talked about how WannaDraw can help you if you're bored or anything like that, but I figured why not just make a whole video about it. Which I don't know how many prompts I'm going to do. If I get through them fast, I might do a couple. If they take a little bit longer and I want to do more detail, I might just do one. But let's see what our first prompt's going to be. Alright, so for our first prompt, I'm going to click on the left one over here, see who we're going to draw. The Cat in the Hat, and what are they doing? As a fairy. So the Cat in the Hat as a fairy. I think I can manage to do that. Let's draw it. Alright, I got me a reference image of the Cat in the Hat, so let's get started, shall we? Nice big old round kind of head. I'm going to draw the more cartoony version of him. Give him a big old arch. Paws, kind of like he's flying. He's got a kind of a short, skinnier neck. His body's also kind of small. Then he's got a little bit of a belly on him. But most of us do. Alright, let's see what we want to do with the legs. Because I want to have the wings kind of coming out the back here. Because if you're going to be a fairy, you got to have wings, right? That's like a given. What type of wings do we want to do though? Let's see. First, let me draw in his bow tie. I don't know, he's kind of turning out looking like demon wings. I don't really know if they're fairy wings. He can't be the Cat in the Hat without his hat. Oh, gotta move some stuff down, gotta move it around. His head's gonna be a little bit bigger than I thought it was gonna be. That's why you want to sketch as lightly as possible, just in case you do mess up. That way, in case you do mess up, you can go back and fix what you did. So far, it's looking decent. Alright, he's got a big old whimsical tail. Alright, we're looking more and more like Cat in the Hat by the second. I ain't really digging these wings though. They look more like demon wings than fairy wings. Let's go for a little more like butterfly wings. I'm gonna kind of draw his legs kind of like they're kind of up. Kind of like how Cosmo and Wanda look when they're kind of just chilling, flying around. He's got big old fuzzy feet. And we're gonna have to give him some sort of wand. Because just like the wings, the wand is also a requirement for becoming a fairy. Gotta give him his big old gloves. Alright, I still need to figure out these wings. These wings are holding me up. Scratch that. New idea. I ain't digging the butterfly wings either. Alright, I'm gonna actually look me up a reference, see what I want. Get a better idea. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with getting a reference every now and then. Alright, so I think I know what I want to go for now. I'm going to go for something kind of like this, but 3 of them. Alright, and with the wings finally being done, now we just need to put the stripes on his hat. Give his wand a little bit of sparkle, shall we? Alright, now it's on to inking. This is where having a shaky hand has a little bit of help to you when you're drawing the fur. I decided this needs a little bit of color. There we go, after a little bit of color and a little bit of scratching with my pens here to give it that little bit of scratchy look, because I tried to draw the more cartoony version, or the book version, but I kind of liked how the scratching turned out, except for this one line right here. But there we go, after color and a little bit of scratching from my pens, we got ourselves a complete drawing of Cat in the Hat as a fairy. On to prompt number 2. Alright, for our second drawing here, we're going to go ahead and click the second category. This is a fusion category, so it's going to be fusing 2 different characters together. Let's see what 2 characters we get. Harry Potter and Donald Duck. Alright, I think I can do that. Alright, so for our second drawing, we got Donald Duck fused with Harry Potter. What a hell of a combo. So I guess starting out, I'm just going to draw Donald Duck and then slowly fuse that with Mr. Harry Potter. The boy who lived, come to quack. So I guess I'm going to draw Donald Duck and try to put him in some wizard robes. And then of course give him the old Harry Potter scar and glasses. Actually, Scratch giving him Donald Duck's bow tie. I'm gonna give him the Hogwarts outfit. There we go. Now we got him in his robes. And we gotta try to give him his little Gryffindor badge. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to draw that. I might just do a little something like that. There we go. Because I'm gonna be honest, I would not be able to draw a tiny itty bitty Gryffindor badge. Alright, he's got his robe, he's got his wand. Now we need to give him his scar and his glasses. The duck who lived, come to die. Quack, quack, quack. Alright, now we just give him the big old round glasses. Alright, now I think we just need to line it out and do a little bit of coloring. I think we can all as artists agree that as soon as you break out the pen, that's when the nerves start kicking in. Because you don't want to mess up what you already got. Which is understandable. But you gotta learn, if you drew it once, you can draw it again. So you don't want to get too attached to your stuff. This drawing kind of reminds me of Wizards 101 if anyone's ever played that. It's a bit of an old game, but oldie but a goldie, that's for sure. He's hitting the Wingardium Leviosa. Alright, we'll let that dry and then we'll come back and color it. Alright, I think it's dry enough for us to start erasing the lines. Such a satisfying process in my opinion. Alright, let's add a little bit of color. Need to get me some more color options. I ain't got that many different colors, so I'm going to be limited a little bit, but still turning out good looking. And I'm still having fun, so that's all that matters. And improving along the way. Now that we're filling the jacket in, it really looks good. Yeah, I want to start using markers more and more in my art, because most of the time I just stick to graphite pencil and use black and white, but starting to explore color a lot more and it pops off the page a lot better in my opinion. So I want to start incorporating it into my art. It's another reason why I want to try digital out, do a little bit more digital, because traditional is awesome. I love the feeling of it, being able to actually feel your pencils and stuff, marks on the page, but the freedom that digital gives you, able to have unlimited colors and ain't gotta keep rebuying pens and pencils or markers when they run out of ink. But it's one reason why I ain't got too many markers right at the moment, because it's a little bit on the expensive side. Well, I kind of went overboard with the green there at the end, but I kind of wish I didn't put the green highlights on him, because right before that, it was looking perfect. But that happens every now and again in art. You go a little bit too far than you expected. But that's alright. I still think it's a pretty good drawing overall. And there we have our second and final drawing. Alright, well we got two very interesting drawings to say the least. One of the draws was actually pretty fun today. Gave us two quite amazing prompts, but I think we nailed both of them. Tell me down in the comments which one you think I did better on. I personally like the Donald Duck a little bit better. I like the idea that I had for the Cat in the Hat, but I just didn't have enough colors to make it look as good as the Donald Duck. But that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. If you have any art you want to share with me, I'd love to see it over on my Instagram. I'll like and share it to my page. And until next time, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and peace.